In my last video, I talked to you about insecure leaders. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that in a different context. One of my favorite quotes by John Maxwell is this. He says, insecure leaders don't develop people, they replace them. That means insecure leaders, they're not developing the people, they're replacing the people, which means they have a lot of high turnover. They're either firing people, which is one way to have to replace them. If I fire you, I've got to replace you. Or the people are firing the leader, which means they're leaving, they're quitting, which means the leader still has to replace the people. That's the scenario. Pretty much, if someone's got high turnover, you can pretty much guarantee they don't have a formal leadership development program. And it really is not a program, it's how they operate from top to bottom, and they've been doing it for years. Those companies don't have a high turnover and retention issues. The only companies that have high turnover and retention issues are definitely those that do nothing relative to leadership development, personal growth for their team members at all levels. You go into one of those companies, they don't have a big issue. There's a line of people, a turnover issue. There's a line of people waiting at the door to get into those companies. Everybody knows who they are, and there's thousands and thousands of people always wanting to get in. That's quite a bit of difference than having to replace the people that are constantly leaving. And then because you don't have a leadership development program, this is what you hear these people say. We just can't find any good people. Can't find any good people. What does that say to all the people who are actually working there? I've heard leaders tell a room full of their team members, associates, employees. I've heard a leader, more than one, a bunch of them, make that comment. We just can't find any good people. What does that say about all the people who already work there? What does it say about that leader who's not paying attention to the words they're saying? It says a lot. So I hope if you're the kind of person who wants to grow and develop leaders, I hope you'll think about joining me for my upcoming workshop on this book, Blue Collar Leadership and Supervision, Unleash Your Team's Potential. Go check out bluecollarleadership.com/workshop. And you know, I remember one young leader, he went through a lot of my training. He started growing and developing his team. He just led a small department. What was cool was people started getting promoted out of his department. He didn't mind. He was trying to help them grow. And then one day he got promoted and he had somebody ready to step right into his position. Then what was cool was some of the people who had left his department now reported to him again because they were leading other departments, and he was a leader of multiple departments. How awesome you think it was for him to basically have a bunch of different supervisors over multiple departments now reporting to him, and he was the person who had grown and developed those people to help them have those positions. He was locked and loaded. He was ready to go because he was not an insecure leader. He was a very secure leader, and he wasn't worried about where he was going or when he was going. He was growing and developing people. He became a little leadership factory right in his own department inside of this company, and he was just pumping leaders through it. And then later he got promoted because of his outstanding work, and then he had already built his leadership team out throughout the facility. Then you know what he did? He slayed the dragon. He killed it. Not because he was insecure, but because he was secure, a high-impact leader. Check out that workshop, bluecollarleadership.com/workshop, and I'll teach you a lot of the stuff I taught that young man.